Okay, hear me out on this one. This wasn't planned. This wasn't planned at all. We were perfectly content with what we had. Okay, she's gone. Hey, before we get started, I'd like to welcome you to the Lost.Outside YouTube channel. Found this. Check it out. Been looking for one of these. 24-inch TV, nothing special. Found it at Goodwill. I was actually looking at something behind it, and I went to go pick this up, and I'm like, wait a second. This doesn't weigh anything. So I looked in the back. You can't see it, but this is a 12-volt TV. Exactly what we're looking for in the camper. I mean, probably weren't looking for this at all, but we have one now, so let's go with it. So let's take off the feet, and I'll kind of show you what we got. Got this at Goodwill. Didn't have a remote. Didn't have a power wire. And I got it for 18 bucks. So just under 20 bucks with tax. Seemed like a decent deal. If, you know, like Goodwill, no refunds, as is on TVs, electronics. So I didn't know for sure if it even worked. But I happen to have a barrel port DC connector with the cigarette lighter on one end, a barrel port on the other end in the van. So I just bought it, went to the van, plugged in, it turned on. Exactly what I needed. Didn't have a remote, bought the remote, it was like 5 bucks. So we're in this thing 25 bucks-ish right now. Got a mount, real small. I think this is gonna work. I've tried a couple different ones that were too short this direction to fold up exactly where I wanted to put it. So I got a mount, just a monitor mount, real lightweight. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff that we need to hide behind this, or we're gonna hide it behind it. So either way, it's gonna happen. So multiple remotes. The projector that we had, we used it for like a gaming console, an emulator. So I have that. That needs to be plugged into HDMI, and it needs a USB to run. I also have a small media player that we put a bunch of movies on a USB drive. So we have to have that in. This is a component plus a USB to power, and then a Roku stick. When we can have internet, or if I can hotspot my phone, we can have internet. So I do have to have a Roku stick too. Roku stick, movies on a flash drive, and the gaming console. A lot of wires. I think we're gonna make this happen though. Just it. Okay, that looks pretty reasonable in terms of wiring. So the only other wiring we have, it's off. Only other wiring we have is we have a power cord that's going to come out of here into a cigarette adapter. And then these components are going to go to the media player, which I think I'm going to mount on the bottom down here. As long as it doesn't hit anything where it's mounted, I think that's where we're going to mount it. So let's move on to the camper, and then I can kind of give you an idea of where this is going to go and then how we're going to mount it. I think this is going to be the easiest mount I can do, and I don't have to worry about messing up the fiberglass. Okay, so here's the plan. Thinking about putting it right here. So the mount will mount like this, right? And then it gives me the opportunity to swing out like that. And everybody can watch the TV from here. Or if we're over there at the table, or where the table was, we still play cards on that bed before bed. We can switch this bad boy this way, and then we can put it, just swing it out over here so we can see it from where you are. So that's the idea. This is a 3/4 inch board, solid wood. I don't think this is plywood. So my thought process is to put 2 holes through the cork, through the 3/4 inch wood solid, and then put a T-nut on the back of it. These are T-nuts. So that T-nut's going to come in through the back side here. Those teeth are going to push through the wood, and then I'm going to be able to screw it in there. So I'm going to have basically a threaded insert for this TV. And on the back side, you'll just see the back side of the T-nut. So that's the idea there. I think this is going to work. This is kind of the most sturdy part of the camper. Everything else is kind of fiberglass, and it'd have to be reinforced to hold weight. And worst case scenario, we put 2 holes here and here. We don't like the mount. Just bam, mount's gone. Like nothing ever happened. So let's try that. Twist. Should be able to still go as well. But that's pretty sweet though. I'm digging that. I'll take that. Just in time. That's gonna work. Does anybody else remember this game? Battletoads. I don't know when it came out, but I remember playing it a lot as a kid. I also remember being a lot better at it than I am now. But we're going to chalk this up to the controllers needing batteries or something. Clearly not my fault. Oh! Oh, yeah. I know y'all can't see the screen right now, but I'm really taking them down over here. So I know I said before that we didn't really need a TV in here. We had a projector, and the projector was nice, but get out of the way. This is working out pretty well because now, oh come on, it doesn't have to be so dark in the camper to use the TV. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically with the lights on in the camper, the projector got washed out. You couldn't really see it very much. Also with the projector up, it covered the kitchen area, so we couldn't really use the kitchen area. So it's not something we can use during the day. It was mainly just a nighttime thing. There we go. And this is allows me to play. It allows me to use the TV a little bit better, or be able to use the TV during the day without having to worry about the lights being on and stuff like that. I haven't tested to see if the speakers on the TV are going to be loud enough to overcome the sound of the AC. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think the speakers on the projector are pretty low. We usually have to use a external speaker to be able to use the projector while we're running the air conditioner. Come on. Oh, no. What are you doing? Yeah, so I kind of like the tilting, being able to move it around. It seems like it's a good size for the space we have. So we'll just see how it holds up to life on the road. Oh, ganging up on me. Yeah, I think the TV is going to be fine on the road. I think it's mainly the mount. I don't know if the mount's going to hold up or if it's going to stay collapsed like I think it is. I think that's more than anything is going to be the problem I run into. So everything's working as it should. The media player works, the movies work, the Roku works, the game emulator works. All the wires are tucked back behind it so I can move it around and not have to worry about moving wires everywhere. So that all seems to work. The only thing that I did and I didn't show is it is a 12 volt TV, but when you look up this TV, it never came with a cigarette lighter adapter, like a 12 volt adapter, which means it was never really made to plug into 12 volt. It was made to be adapted from 12 volt to 110. And I've had issues with other devices that say they're 12 volt and I plug them straight into 12 volt, specifically with lithium batteries. I have a fan on the closet and I've had 4 of those fans so far, and it wasn't until the last one went out that I realized that they go out, the motherboard fries on them when I'm charging the lithium battery, because the lithium battery has a higher charge and it holds that charge longer. So these devices aren't getting a constant 12 volts like they're wanting. So I figured I'd have an issue with this TV as well. So I went ahead and put a regulator in line. So from the fuse box, from the 12 volt fuse box, there's a 12 volt regulator, which will take anything from 18, 20 volts and drop it down to 12 even. So it'll never deviate from 12 volts. And that goes to the TV and it goes to the fan. Those are the 2 devices that I have that are the most sensitive. So that's the only other thing that I've done to make this work. And I think that's going to work out fine. There's plenty of power with those. But it did require extra wiring because now I had to run a wire from the fuse box all the way around the camper to get back to this fan, when before that voltage regulator was in the closet for the fan, because the fan was the only thing using it. So that's the only thing it took a little bit longer to get that done. But I think that's going to work out in the long run. But in that, it seems like it's going to work out. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for staying to the end. And hopefully we'll see you on the next project.